We're making Alton Brown's Foolproof turkey for Thanksgiving.
To start, all you'll need is 1 gallon of vegetable stock, 1 cup of kosher salt, a half a cup of light brown sugar packed, 1 tablespoon whole black peppercorns, 1 1/2 teaspoons, 1 1/2 teaspoons each of candied ginger and whole allspice berries. Start by turning your stove top to medium-high heat and then add all of your ingredients. The salt, the brown sugar, the black peppercorns, candied ginger, and allspice berries. Mix it all in and keep it on medium-high until it boils and all of the ingredients have dissolved. Once the liquid is boiling, go on ahead and turn off your heat and remove the pot from the hot burner and let it slowly cool to room temperature. Once it reaches room temperature, we'll be ready to brine our bird. So, once your brine has cooled to room temperature, you're going to get your turkey out, and we've removed the giblet. You need a gallon of heavily iced water, your brine, and a large bucket of some sort to put it all in. We got a 5-gallon pickling bucket here. Okay? So first we're going to add the brine. We're going to add our iced water to the mixture. Just stick my hand in there and give it a little stir to get it good and cold. We're probably going to add some more ice here in a minute, but we want to find out how much we're going to need. Then we're going to get our turkey out, and you're going to put it in breast side down. So here's our bird. Very pretty. Just got to get it picked up. It's a little bit wet. You're going to put it in breast side down. All right. You want to make sure that it's covered up all the way, which it looks like it's covered up most of the way. We're only going to need to add a little bit more ice to the mixture. All right, so we added some more ice to the bucket, and as you can see, our bird is most of the way covered. He's wanting to float up to the top a little bit. You can try to move him around and turn him a little bit, or put like a water bottle in there on top to push him down all the way. Then we're going to cover it up with this, and we're going to stick it out in the garage all night long. For 8 to 16 hours. I'm going to do about 15 hours. And sometime in the middle of the night or early in the morning, I'm going to come out. All right, and now we're ready to take the turkey from its brine. Last night, about halfway through the brine process, I came out, I flipped the turkey over, and I added more ice to the brine to keep it cool. So what we have to do is get rid of all the ice. It's very heavy. So I would recommend having it right by the sink, right off. All kinds of fluid inside of the bird. Just take your time getting it all out of there. Ooh. Now, I'm going to put the bird in the empty side of the sink here. I'm just going to offload him right there. All right. Now we've got him over here. When you put some cold water, we got to get all that brine off of there. It's done. It's done what it needs to do. So I'm going to rinse up inside of the bird. Get up under the wings real good. Turn it over. There's probably going to be some of the allspice berries and the black peppercorns on it. So make sure you get those off of there. Okay. Now, 500 degrees. You're not going to cook the bird on 500 for the whole time, just for about 30 minutes. Okay? So our bird is still pretty wet, so we need to pat it dry real good with some paper towels, because we don't want all that extra water in there. So get real good all over it and get up underneath as well. The water has kind of pooled in the roasting pan. You want to try to get as much of that out of there as you can. I drain it in the sink, of course, but there's always going to be more water as you go along. It's very important to throw this away immediately. So one of the problems with cooking a bird is that your white meat always gets dry. And what Alton says you should do is during the cooking process, cover up this part with some foil for part of the cooking process. So we're going to shape the foil over the bird. We're going to do this while it's still cold, though, because it's a lot easier than trying to touch a hot bird. So just sort of fold it up as you need to in the shape that it needs to be. Kind of press it around so it's like a little mold. Then lift it up and set it aside for later. Now for the aromatics. Alton Brown says to do this in a microwave. However, being the counter-cultural people that we are, we don't have a microwave. So we're going to do it on the stove. Oops. So we're going to start with a half an onion quartered, an apple quartered, 4 sprigs of rosemary, 1 cinnamon stick, and a heaping tablespoon of sage, and 1 cup of water. Put this on the stove, cover it up, and turn it on to medium high until it gets to simmering and the ingredients start getting soft and fragrant, probably about 5 or 6 minutes. While those things are cooking, you want to get about half a cup of oil in your brush, and we're going to generously coat the entire bird with canola oil. Don't be stingy while you're coating it. The oil is going to help give it a nice crispy outside, add a little bit of flavor. Now I've left this thing on because it's going to help hold it closed, because we're going to stuff all those aromatics up inside of the turkey while we cook it. Now that your ingredients have been simmering for a little while, you can see how the apple is kind of starting to turn color and get a little bit soft. We'll turn off the heat. We're ready to take it over to the bird and put it inside. So it's going to be a little bit tricky because the ingredients are hot. Just take some tongs and stuff everything up into the bird as best you can. Remember, this isn't the same thing as stuffing. We're not going to be eating this stuff. It's only going up in there to make the bird smell and taste delicious. Get that cinnamon stick up in there real good. That's going to be one of the challenging things there. As it goes in there, it should cool off. If you need to use your hand after you get everything in there, you should be able to. I'm going to get all this onion. Okay. Now we're ready to 1,000 degrees. You've got all your aromatics in. Bring it on over here and make sure that your rack is at the very bottom of the oven. And I'll put the bird in 30 minutes. It's going to be very heavy, so be careful. Mine is a 20-pound bird. Set your timer for 30 minutes. So our timer is done. We're going to turn it off, and then we're going to reset our temperature down to 450 degrees. 450? Or, excuse me, 350. Okay, down to 350 degrees. I have the right number in my mind. Okay, we're going to pull our bird out and put our foil on it. It'll be very hot. It'll be very heavy. So be careful. Burn yourself? No. Almost did. Not far enough to get that foil on there. We got our turkey pulled out part of the way. This is why we made the foil cover beforehand. We're not going to be able to get the bird all the way on the end of it. It's too heavy to try to deal with. So get your foil cover on, and then shove it back in. And we're going to set our timer for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and we'll check the temperature at that point. We want the internal temperature at the breast to be 161 degrees. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and make sure that it's right. If it's at 2 hours and 30 minutes, it hasn't reached it yet, we'll need to put it back in for another 15 minutes or so and keep checking until we get a temperature of 160. So our turkey has come out of the oven and we've taken its temperature and it's 161 degrees inside. So we're going to cover it up for about 15 minutes. We'll get ready to carve and pull the innards out. Pull the stuff that we stuffed up inside with the aromatics. The last part of our show here, we're going to make a couple of cuts of the turkey to show you how delicious it is. That's the thing that like holds it together or whatever. I left it in for cooking because I thought it would hold the aromatics in like that.
That smells delicious.
Nice shot for the juice rising up out of there. And then
The knuckle on that bone.
yeah.